up, guys? Welcome back to Feel the Music. I am your host, Jay Watson. If this is your first time tuning in, Feel the Music is the companion channel to the Eastern Shore Talk podcast, which is all things self-care and movies, with a little bit of music sprinkled in. So I decided to take music and to make its own entity. So I created Feel the Music and do a little music reaction, but with a little bit of a different twist. I'm going to talk about how a song or a performance is good self-care for me and how it makes me feel. And in the case of today's song, how maybe a song from the 80s hits differently now for me now versus when it first came out, because I'm in a different time in my life. So, so today we've got Phil Collins, In the Air Tonight. Very iconic song, one of the most recognizable songs, or at least one of the most recognizable solos to one of the most recognizable songs that there's ever been. We're going to do a live version. I've watched this several times, and I love it. Although I'm not typically the biggest fan of a live performance of a song, this one's different. It's very, very close to the original, so let's get the same vibe with the performance level added in. So let's get going and listen to a little Phil Collins, In the Air Tonight. So this is kind of cool, a little behind the scenes of kind of how they prep, backstage during the intro to a song. This song, of course, this is not the actual recorded intro to the song. They're just kind of adding this for performance sake and to kind of build, because this is one of those songs that really kind of builds to a very climactic ending, which we all are aware of. So they're building kind of slow, and the lighting's the blue lighting kind of makes it a little ominous, so that kind of adds to the drama. Let's keep going. Okay, so now we're to the part that's the which is the recorded radio version intro or beginning that we're so familiar with. You can tell that the crowd is kind of, they know that as soon as they got to some familiar sounds, they've been anticipating that, and they're really building this song really cool. So my first introduction to this song, obviously aside from on the radio back in 1980 or 81, I believe is when it was released on the radio, was for the show Miami Vice. And there's a very famous scene where they play this song in the background. These two cops, Crockett and Tubbs, are driving to do something. I can't remember what it was, but they don't say a word to each other. It's just them two. It's a very tense scene, and this song kind of creates the vibe in the background, and it's kind of really pushed the popularity of the song. It was already a pretty popular song as it was, but showing on one of the most popular shows at the time, Miami Vice, really kind of catapulted it to new levels of popularity. So let's keep going. So when this song first came out, it was kind of known for the drum solo towards the end. That was kind of, at least in my case, that's kind of what we would listen to the song for, waiting for that really hyped drum solo towards the end. But as I've gotten older, I've really started to pay attention to the lyrics, like the line he just said, "If you told me you were drowning, I would not lend a hand." I didn't even really think about that as lyrics back in the 80s when I was first listening to the song. And I can feel it coming in the air tonight. I'm waiting for this moment for all my life. That specific line right there really hits home for me now. As I've talked about before, I struggled a lot when I was younger, and have found a very happy and fulfilling and peaceful life these days, which I'm very grateful for. And that line, "been waiting for this moment for all my life," is kind of, it reminds me of, I've been waiting, I've been striving and waiting for peace and happiness, and now it's here. So that line really kind of hits home. And when you're in the middle of struggle back in the 80s, like I was, you don't take in things like that. But it kind of really hits home for me now, so I really appreciate that. Let's keep going. Oh, my friend, but I don't know if you know who I am. But I was there and I saw what you did. Saw it with my own two eyes. So you can wipe off that grin. Know where you've been. Something I packed light. And I can feel it coming in the air. Oh Lord, I've been waiting for this moment all my life. Oh Lord, I can feel it coming in the air tonight. Oh Lord, I've been waiting for this moment all my life. Oh Lord, oh Lord. I remember, don't worry. How could I ever forget? I wonder if some of the people in the audience were like, "Wait a minute, how's he going to play the drums for that part if he's just walking around?" But then maybe they start to figure it out when he starts walking up the stairs, and it's a little tricky because he's got another drummer that's obviously been playing so far. So yeah, I wonder if people are like, "Wait a minute, what's the drum solo going to look like?" But yeah, let's keep going. It's the first time and the last time we ever met. It's funny, no matter how many times I hear that part or I've seen this video, I still get goosebumps when he gets to that drum solo. And what's amazing is, and I'm sure over years and years and years of playing the drums and singing, he's kind of trained his voice so that when he starts playing, his voice doesn't sound any different from when he was just walking around. To do that and not hear any strain or any struggle in his voice, again, it's probably just from decades of doing it. But I think it's pretty cool, and you can tell like this part still means something to him after 40 some years. His facial expression, you can just see he's in the moment when he's singing it. But to be able to play drums and just sing like that and not really hear any difference in his voice, that's pretty amazing to me. Let's finish it out. I think this is one of the coolest live performances of an iconic song that I think I've ever seen. It's certainly on my top 10 of live performances of a big time song. But yeah, to get to that part with the drum solo, and it's just so kind of, at least in this point in my life, it's very hype and celebratory, and it kind of really is a good feeling, feel good thing for me now. That I'm just at this stage of my life. So anyway, guys, thanks for tuning in. Please hit like, hit subscribe, leave a comment below, and I will be putting a link to this performance down in the comments so you guys can support the original artist. Take care, guys, and thanks for tuning in to Feel the Music. Have a good one. See you next time.